What is the one thing you can do for yourself today that would change everything about your life? I want you to think of just one thing for right now. I don't want you to reflect on anything that you have done or didn't do in your past. I want you to focus on just one thing you can do today that will change your future self. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm excited that you're here today. My name is Fab and I'm your host. In today's episode, I will be talking about the journey to self-discovery, the small steps you can take to find your true self. In this episode, we're not going back to your past, but we are only focusing on your future self, the changes you want to see happen that will change your future, your life. These changes are personal for you and no one else. I just want you to focus on just one change you can make right now. This could be a small action you take, a small step towards something you want to do, or anything you wish for that you believe will have a big impact on your future life. I want you to think about you, just you for right now. And yes, I'm giving you permission to be selfish right now. Have you ever found yourself lost and clearly knowing that this is not your true self? Oftentimes, if you're a wife, a mom, a caretaker, or anything to anyone that gives you a title, we tend to put ourselves in the back burner and not be a priority because we have a title. And sometimes we get lost on that title definition and forget who we truly are and what we want. But you can change that. What if I told you that small actionable steps will help you find your true self? This is what I want you to do right now. I want you, while you're listening or watching me right now, I want you to give this time to yourself. What I want you to do right now is to forget about everything you have to do or anyone else for a few minutes and just focus on you. I want you to focus on your wishes, your wants, your dreams, whatever it is that you think will make you happy. Right now, no one else or nothing else matters for the next few minutes. I want you to focus only on you. Okay, so if you haven't already, I want you to imagine, what is it like to be your true, authentic self? Forget about the titles you were given in your life as a daughter, a girlfriend, a mother, a wife, employee, whatever this title is, forget about it. And let me ask you this. What is it like to be you? Who are you? What does your future self look like? You can pause this podcast or video if you want to give you a little bit of time to think about it. You can even write it down. Writing it down is a great idea, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more a little later. Now, I want you to think about what is one step you can take that will help you bring out your true authentic self and help you live the life you want? Do you know where to start? If you don't, that's okay. I'll share some of the steps I still take to this day that help me with my self-discoveries. If you have a step that you're thinking about and it feels too steep to be able to reach your goal, I want you to break down into smaller steps and what you can do to reach that big step. And I want you to start acting on it and doing these steps starting today. I can tell you this right now. You will find any and every excuse you want not to take these steps. So save yourself the frustration of living as your own imposter and not your true self, and start making the changes if you want to see a change happen in your life. I want you to remember that change is uncomfortable, and that's okay. But remember that once you make an uncomfortable change, you will no longer be uncomfortable because you took the first step. Anything you do for the first time will be uncomfortable. I'm giving you this exercise because it was one of the steps I took to my own self-discovery. Actually, this is what I still do every single time I want to create something new. Even starting this video podcast, this is a new step for me in my new self-discovery that I am following my heart and my gut intuition for a passion that I have. Does this new step make me feel uncomfortable? Absolutely. Gosh, yes. This is my second episode for this podcast, and it is something totally out of my comfort zone, but here we are. My goal is to create a passion project to help others find the answers I'm searching for many years. And I had this fire in me to get my voice out there, but excuses after excuses held me back. Well, friend, no more. I'm working on the same exercise as I'm telling you to do today. So we're going to do this together. Me with you in this podcast and you with whatever it is that you set your soul on fire. With all that being said, I want to give you the exact steps I take so we can start your own discovery and become your true, authentic self. I want you to keep in mind that finding yourself is a personal journey, and you will adapt to whatever feels good for you to help you bring yourself out and start the process of self-discovery. So let's get into the steps I've been taking consistently to help me find my true identity and self-discovery. My number one thing I have been doing for years, and this is going to sound cliche, is journaling. This is one of my feel-good moments. Journaling can mean different things to anyone. For me, it became an outlet. Regardless of whether I'm stressed, inspired, or just need to quiet my mind, I turn to journaling. Writing down my thoughts, feelings, and whatever comes to mind. Sometimes it's just words that comes to me. Sometimes it's doodling. Sometimes it's like a diary entry. This became an outlet for me to my inner self, my likes and dislikes, what triggers me, who triggers me, my reasons why. Journaling is my number one source for self-discovery. Because I have been doing it for a while, I can now immediately spot my own patterns. This allows me to accept and love my true self. You don't have to get fancy with journaling. Use whatever you feel it's comfortable. A plain notebook will do. I have tried several different ways of journaling. I have used a good old paper and pen, an app, Google Docs, sticky notes, writing on the back of a junk envelope. I use whatever I have immediately available to catch my thoughts at that time. I recommend you find what feels good for you, what you will actually use. If you don't know how to start journaling, I have journal prompts on my website that can be your guide to help you get started. I'll leave a link on the description show notes below. But because journaling was my emotional outlet, it led me to my second most important things I did that helped me find my true self. And that was to take a good look at my surroundings. The people around you, the environment around you will make a huge difference. Surrounding yourself with supportive people, people who accept you for who you are, this is very important for your not only mental health, but your personal journey as well. Also, seek out relationships with people who accept you for you and who you are and not to judge you. But remember, first you need to accept you and who you are. You need to allow yourself to be yourself so that others can learn to love you as you are. And if others don't accept you for who you are, it's okay to take a break from them. Regardless if they are family or not, it's even okay to cut them off. I personally have done that and it was freeing. I have cut people off because all they did was criticize who I am and not accept that I was no longer a persona in their story. Often these same people are going through stuff in their own lives and they don't even know who they are. But this is their journey to find out, not yours to worry about. The other reality is that what you would also find is when your true self comes out, certain people in your life will automatically drop out of your life. And trust me, just wave by and move on. It is in your best interest. Another step I took to find my true self and my purpose was to try new things. I challenge myself often to test my new aspect of my new identity. This video podcast is a new identity I wanted to try. Guys, this is totally out of my comfort zone, but I have a mission I'm passionate about, and I am no longer waiting for the right opportunity. I am taking this chance now. The old me would have waited for the right opportunity. The new me is going head first on what makes me happy. So this step I'm taking today is to help one woman take a step towards finding her true identity and living her best life. If I accomplish this step today, then I've succeeded. This is an example of the small steps I'm taking to achieve a bigger goal, to continue showing up as me and following my purpose. Trying something new for yourself will give you a new sense of freedom and a sense of purpose. Another step I took to learn about my true self and self-discovery is accepting my mistakes. No one is perfect. And as I mentioned earlier, I want you to forget about your past. Your past does not define you, especially if you think you made mistakes. You don't want to dwell on things you cannot change. Your past is just that, something you can't change. Believe me, many years of therapy, and that was always talked about. You cannot change your past. You can't control what was already done. You can only control your present self and prepare your present self for your future. Mistakes are going to be made, and that's okay. You don't have to keep thinking about it. Use your mistake as a lesson. Accept them, learn, and move on. Trust me, I make mistakes often. I am by no means perfect. But in order to be the real me, I learn to accept the things I cannot change. I am imperfect and learning. I'm always okay with that, and I accept that. Self-discovery is an ongoing inner work. Mistakes are part of it. I want you to embrace and accept that you are not going to be perfect. And the fifth step that has been huge for me is taking care of myself. What I want you to try is to take care of yourself. Make sure you feel energized and surrounded by positive energy. I want you to start by setting boundaries. Recognize what drains your energy and set limits on how much time or effort you spend on those things. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, and it can help you show up at your best for your work and your family and your friends. If you need more insight on how to set boundaries, there's a book I highly recommend you read. It's called Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud. It's a book about when to say yes and how to say no to take control of your life. Setting boundaries was a defining moment for my own self-discovery. I'll share this story with you. I was a people pleaser for a long time due to my past traumas. But when I started setting personal boundaries, I became the bad guy. You want to know why? Because the people I was setting boundaries with didn't care about anything other than how those boundaries were affecting them. Personal growth and inner work is not a set and forget it type of work. It's a constant change and a constant self-discovery. Every day is a new chance to meet the new you, no matter your age. Who you were 10 years ago is not who you are today. We all grow, learn, change, and evolve. And that is the beauty of inner work and self-discovery. So friends, just to recap this episode, you are uniquely you, and you deserve to meet your best self. So take small steps to find yourself, one step after another, and soon you will start to discover who you truly are and what sets your soul free. Start daily journaling your thoughts and emotions, and observe the pattern of your thoughts, passion, and emotions. Take a look at your surroundings. Not everyone will understand your journey. Allow only those who will to be around you to lift you up and receive love from you. Accept your mistakes. Trust me, everyone is making mistakes. There's no such a thing as perfection. Accept you with all your flaws. Learn from them and move on. And take care of yourself. Make sure you feel energized and surrounded by positive energy. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is necessary to keep your inner peace to allow you to be your true, authentic self. I am happy to have shared these small and important steps with you. Small steps daily will become big steps to help you become whole and true to yourself. Being your true self is a continuous work of self-discovery. So find your peace and chip away at the old you and build a new you one step at a time. All right, lovelies. On that note, I hope this has inspired you to start finding what will work for you for your personal journey of self-discovery and finding your true self. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will chat with you on the next episode. I'll see you there.